making that into the time slots and by preparing it in a box, by creating a same environment, how the biological system will be there, how that the same thing will be given in the software, and we are observing the results. On observing the result, we come to know that it can able to successfully bound and stable into the receptor environment. Then that molecule can be taken into the next level, so that it can give the fruitful result, and it make the comparison of the docking score or your simulation data into the pharmacological activity. Observe here in this case, there is an both your ligand. Okay, here this is an red is indicating the ligand situation, and followed by there is a protein is there. So protein and your the ligand, so both are intact is there for a period of 100 nanosecond. Both are intact is there. If suppose this intact is lost in any period of time, of course we are running for a period of 10 second or 100 second or 200 second. If suppose if you could able to run for a period of 100 nanoseconds only, we come to know that how much effectively that is going to become stable. And here if it is a kind of an interaction is possible, then definitely we can say that. So there is it can able to stable and can able to retain in the expected the receptor only. And we can able to see this ligand RMSF is there, nothing but where you can able to see that root mean square fluctuation RMS is going to calculated. So thereby we can able to understand how there is this particular proteins. Of course, it is a receptors which consist of amino acids only, and these amino acids link to your molecules, nothing but your ligand, where there is a molecules are there, and with the support of water molecules, where there is interactions are possible, which we can able to understand by using this MD simulations only. Okay, where we can come to a conclusion that there is a ligand protein, the contact which can be understood in the structures here, and thereby we can able to find out the protein ligand contacts, and which particular bond, nothing but here there is a carbonyl group or maybe the carboxylate ion group, which is in turn is reacting with the protein, can be understood in the two-dimensional structure here. Okay, and so in that way we can able to understand that. So the effective interaction is possible, and we can produce the pharmacological activity, we can able to come here. Okay, so if it is unstable and there was no any gap is not established between the protein and ligand, we can straight away say that there is a proper simulation is also happened between the protein and ligand, is we can come to conclusion. Then advantages of your MD simulation, that is your molecular dynamic simulation advantages. What are the advantages are there? So when you see the advantages here, one of the principal tools in the theoretical study of the biological molecules, and calculate the time dependent behavior of the molecular system, then provides the detailed information on the fluctuation. This is most important, fluctuations and conformational change of the proteins and the nucleic acids. Then used to investigate the structure and dynamics and thermodynamics of the biological molecules and their complex. Maybe you are observing that there is how there is a static weave is there between the protein and the ligand, and when there is a real weave is something is there, and whether in the real weave whether the protein can easily bound and can retain for a particular period of time, that we can able to understood by using this MD simulations only. Then coming to the maybe regarding the software use for the molecular docking, so there are many are there. Okay, and here there is either glide can be used, or autodock can be used, gold or flex. These are all the wide variety of the molecular docking softwares are available currently in the market. Okay, or in the freely some are available, and majority of that the glide will be used. Of course, around some 35% this glide software will be used for the molecular docking is concerned. Then coming to the software used for the molecular dynamic simulations, this is another important, where there is what are the different softwares are available for that. So there is which I already mentioned, there is a Chromax. So which is there is because this has been created and built by the respective countries are there. So they only made in a kind of taken into the rights, or you can consider the copyrights for the preparation of the software only. Okay, so there is a Chromax is there. Of course, when you see the different kind of the software which is used for the molecular dynamic simulations, when you see the Chromax or LAMPS or so when you come down here, there is a macro model is there, where macro model, and this is for the Schrodinger, and we can able to see the further feature for everything. And maybe currently there is a Schrodinger is there, And apart from that, there is even the BioView also, which is most widely used as one of the simulation, the software for the your molecules is concerned, where this is material studio is there. And so these two are majorly used, okay, for the whenever there is a MD simulation comes here. Then challenges in the computational technique. So we are all masters. We are going to become masters, and then we are going to make an effective dynamic studies, and your docking score is effective, and your the simulations also very good results are possible. Then you are going for your molecules for the synthesis in the laboratory, and you are taking that particular active molecules, and you are planning for activity. But sometimes your results may be exactly possible as per the your expected activity is concerned. Sometimes deviations are possible. So this way to put consideration while you are taking for the any computational technique is concerned. Okay. Nothing but, so I'm saying that don't put any complete confidence on the only on the computational technique. So you should put the confidence on molecules also when it behaves on the molecules, when it behaves on the your animals which is selected for your desired activity. Nothing but there is a common issues are there. Accuracy predictions and sampling bias is possible, where there is a scoring function limitations are there. Then there is a computational resource cost would be different, and there is a validation changes. So these are other things are there. We can't depend only on the virtual screening for the identifying or come out as the best molecules under this one. That is, these are the some of the challenges in the computational techniques. And then followed by nowadays the people are crazy within AIML only. Everywhere AML. You saw that when you see any the current trend of the presentation, current trend of webinar, current trend of seminar, AML, everything is connected to the AML only. Of course, AML is very much essential. For that purpose, we need the effective data set is required. And if you could have a large pool of data set is there, and we can take it into the large pool of data set, and we can take out our interested activity. So this is all possible from the your artificial intelligence and your machine learning. So this is now coming, and using this AIML also, we can also establish drug discovery is possible. And so by using here, there is a deep learning models are there. By using this deep learning models, that is development of the deep learning algorithms for predicting the drug target interactions and ADMAT properties, that is nothing but your absorption, distribution, metabolism and all. So deep learning models which are currently available under the AIML, we can able to score our results which is required for that one, or by generating model. So use of generative advertising, I mean the network which is possible, that is by using the GANs or by using VIs, that is variational autoencodes are there to design the novel drug-like molecules are there. Then there is a AlphaFold is there. This also again AML based, the application of the AlphaFold for predicting the protein structures with high accuracy, aiding into the structure based. So everything which you are added into your the quality of work, it is nowhere wrong. Again, if you are taken into consideration of the AML for your project work, AML for your research work, always it will be standby. And sometimes the reviewer can go and ask what is the AML report. Nowadays, previously we are checking our results for our the novelty or results of our we are getting a score only for the plagiarism is concerned. Plagiarism report was generated. As the people are using the AML properties, now there is the AML score is also there. How much effectively you are taken into copied the content from the AML is also questionable one. And everybody is also checking AML percentage, not only your plagiarism percentage. So you cannot pass only the plagiarism percent. I cannot do. No. So there is the AI is nowadays come there, and because of the AI score only, they will take into either for the publication or for the book. People can write the very big book by using ChatGPT. By using ChatGPT, people will write it. Afterwards, when they are checked into the AML, it will give a score only. So then we have to be very careful. Software is there, facilities are there, but how we are going to use it? Definitely, facilities are there, but how effectively you are going to use it for your purpose, and AML can be used. Because nowadays, without AML, So now there is a boom is there for the AML here. For every kind of a research, AML is reported. So even our the colleagues are know that. So our principal is very clearly given instruction that every project in the UG or PG should be connected with the AML only. What is that? How we are going to do it? Whether you are going to start the engineering college and take the help of the engineering, the student of AML to start your to connect your research. The reason is here is that so AML is going to reduces our time, and that is going to give the effective target for entering into the research. So hence, so AML is also the booming area, and taken into our research can gives the better shape of our research work for the drug discovery also. Let we can make use of the better and safe use of this AML into our research work and proceed for the drug discovery. And so here I'm bringing time is there now for me. So here I have some research work which we did in our college with from our research scholars. Currently, I am grading some 6 PhD scholars. Out of that, some 3 are working on this computational aided drug discovery. I mean, so they are using they are synthesizing and they are using the virtual screening models in our the college, and they are done it. So hence, I brought some of the examples for you. If time permits, I will proceed. Arya madam is not there. Madam is not there means time is given for us. Okay, because there is no any such alarm which is given by your colleague now. So let will proceed. So I have brought some few example where my research scholars currently performing the research and using the this particular computational technique only. Here one my PhD scholar, Miss Erika Alves, and she is working on that exploring the FN3K enzyme inhibitors via SBVS, nothing but the structure-based virtual screening and MD simulations. Okay, and here in this case, they are taken in FN3K, which is an enzyme which is responsible for anti-cancer, which is preferably taken for the breast cancer only. And for that breast cancer, where we are going to observe the results, how this FN3K enzyme can inhibit the enzyme which is responsible for cancer only. In that way, we are taken the particular protein. For taking the protein also, it is taking its own time to either you can take in the literature based, or you can do the review of literature. Thereby, you can take an existing molecules or existing protein which is available in the current bank. That only you can take it for your activity, and you can proceed. In that way, so we are taken the FN3K enzyme here, and we are move on to the same the computational technique, and by using the data filtered. So previously, in the before commencing from the drug database, that is an FDA approved the kinase inhibitor database is available. So in that we got around 330 molecules are there. So we are targeted the particular proteins FA3K, where there is a we got an currently available FDA approved kinase inhibitor drug database. We got 330 molecules. So now there is a our molecules are ready. Nothing but the ligands are ready. Okay, and so by using that ligands, then we come out with the docking by using that particular proteins. And so we made an data filtered based upon the Lipinski rules and ADMAT properties, and we got a selection of the 8 hit molecules through the ADMA process, or by using the filtering and all. We got an best 8 molecules are there, and that best 8 molecules are taken for the again simulation, and from that simulation we are moving on to the in vitro studies and all. And here you are observing that so there is the best molecules are coming out after the taken into the consideration. There are about oxaliplatin is there, or different the anti-cancer molecules we got it. And when observe the docking score, you are observing the docking score is around the 9.6 and 9 and all. There is a the docking score is reduced here, that is binding efficiency, so which are expressed in terms of kilocalorie per mole only, that is docking efficiency. Then our binding efficiency here, so we consider that there is a oxaliplatin was the best molecules which is coming out from the research from our docking score, and that is again taken for the MD simulations here. And through MD simulations we got an there is a best results are possible in a 200 nanoseconds. Then that molecules will be taken further for the in vitro studies using in currently available cell lines for the study and all. And there is a one more the research which I am bringing here, that is So this is one more the research scholar. So that is Monica. She is currently working on drug design, synthesis, and pharmacokinetic evaluation of novel chiral isocolonial derivatives for anti-cancer activity. As you are aware that there is a molecules, some molecules are effective in the racemic, and when the molecules are separated into individual isomer, is showing the different activity. So previously in my research, I was taken in existing currently available research molecules to the class of either antihistamines or antidiabetic molecules. So those molecules are taken and separated into individual enantiomers and observed the activity. Suppose when you considered about antidiabetic activity of molecules, sitagliptin or different molecules are taken, and those molecules are racemic in nature and separated into an individual enantiomers and observing the individual activity, their response for coming was totally different. Nothing but, so the purpose of converting the racemic molecules into individual enantiomer is it is reducing the load of the drug to a patient and getting in better molecules only. So that was in the trending which I have done as research in my previous studies. So now instead of taking an existing molecules into the current molecules, instead of that taking molecules which are available in the market, so I left the molecules. So I have synthesized our own molecules in our laboratory, which are racemic in nature, and observed the pharmacological activity. So I hope you are understanding how the research was taken. Previously, we are targeted only on the resin molecules which are available in the market and separated them into an individual enantiomer, observed the pharmacological activity. So I got a wonderful result that individual enantiomers are doing a better activity. So by got the interest on that, so instead of taking the market molecules are the trending molecules, so we have synthesized the molecules in our laboratory belongs to the class of, there is a isoquinoline derivatives was taken, and these isoquinoline molecules of racemic was synthesized in the laboratory, and followed by we are separated them into individual enantiomers, and these individual enantiomers and as well as racemic molecules both are taken for the docking only. And once it is done the docking of individual molecules, racemic molecules, and then enantiomers, so we got in different results here, and I could able to take it into the better the separated individual enantiomer only for the activity purpose. So this is how we are done by using the docking studies. And the same thing is explained here in this presentations only, where we are designed and chiral isoquinoline molecules here. Then we done the molecular docking by design molecules. Then we move on to the ADM. Nothing but it's a ligand based docking only. Then followed by here in this case, as you observed, there is a design of this particular isoquinoline molecules only. Okay, this is an molecules of isoquinoline molecules. Okay, and where there is a chiral center is there here. There is a chiral center which is taken into that. So this particular carbon center can use the two enantiomers here. So that was synthesized in laboratory. So interestingly, we are not taken in molecules and intentionally we synthesize the racemic molecules in the laboratory. Then later, after the synthesis of the racemic molecules and separated into an individual enantiomers. And before proceeding for that, we have taken the docking score and as well as the MD simulation in our research. So here we have done the same, the preparation of the macromolecules and preparation of the ligand and followed by the docking and all. The same thing will be done here. Same process will be there. And so we come to know that, so there is a racemic molecules are taken here. So here in this case, there is a molecular docking of the racemic molecules and targeted on this particular protein, that is 5L2I. This is the protein which was identified, and so I got the better activity results here. Okay, so there is a according to that there is a score which is available here is there is a 109 and 115. So I got an interesting that here there is a molecules. So under the racemic there is a better the score which is taken for the activity, and how I decided that. So docking can helpful for deciding which is the best score can be identified in the racemic molecules itself. Then similarly, so the molecules which are separated into by using the preparative chromatography. preparative chromatography is again the big task, because we can able to separate in a regular analytical columns into individual enantiomer is possible only in that. But when you wanted to separate the molecules into a preparative way, you need a preparative column only. So there is a lot of difference is there in the case of the columns which is used for preparative purpose, columns used for the racemic. Racemic means there is a the chiral columns are very expensive. The chiral columns are analytical columns. When you see the differences, the chiral columns and analytical columns are 10 times more only. Analytical columns, where you see the cost of that maybe around 25,000 is possible. When you wanted to proceed for the chiral column, the cost of that is 1.5 lakhs to 2 lakhs is there. This is the analytical chiral columns only. Coming to the preparative chiral columns, preparative chiral columns is again 10 lakhs to 15 lakhs is required for one chiral columns only. So in that way, based on this ADM result only, based on the docking results only, based on the MD simulation reports only, we proceeded the molecules into the separations. This is how I interacted both the analytical way and as well as synthetic way, and come out with the molecules which are best in that. Okay, and here where there is a molecules are separated into individual enantiomers, again we made a docking score by using the Schrodinger software, and so we got better molecules which are observed in the negative score, which is around this is an molecular dynamic of the enantiomers, and we got an 111 is the negative score and 110 for the BO4. These are the molecule numbers only, where they are separated into R and S, which is taken for the study only. Then we got to know that there is a docking score which is observed for the proteins only. Then followed by, so where we have taken an ADME, this is another important the response, where you could able to minimize the impurity profile or the toxicity by taken into consideration of ADME predictions. So that is all possible by using your computational technique, where in this particular score, where your molecules are within the safer zone is there, and I can consider that these molecules are the effective and less toxic only. Then one more the research is there, so which is again the similar to the chiral molecules only. How best effectively I can use it the chiral chromatography into the docking studies and separate it into individual enantiomers and identified the best activity among that. Okay, here this is in one more the PhD scholar is Devishri, and she is working on design, synthesis, analysis, and pharmacokinetic and pharmacological evaluation of novel chiral 1,4-dihydropyrimidines. This is again the interesting molecules only, where we synthesized 1,4-dihydropyrimidine as a synthetic molecules, and we synthesized accordingly racemic molecules. Later, this 1,4-dihydropyrimidines are separated into an individual enantiomer, and we done the docking. So here again, docking can be done by using the chiral stationary phase only, which is the best effective chiral stationary phase in recognizing the enantiomer, which we done in the study here. I'm exceeding your time. I don't know. Your principal is came because whenever principal comes means there is I'm exceeding my time only. 5 minutes, maximum 5 minutes. So I will complete my presentation 5 minutes only. They are given 5 minutes time. With the permission of principal, I will proceed. Here there is a design of 1,4-dihydropyrimidine molecules by using ChemDraw, then molecular docking of design molecules, then we followed the ADME predictions, then we done the MD simulation studies, and we made the configuration of R and S. And this is the molecules which I am bringing here, that is 1,4-dihydropyrimidines, which I got interestingly R and S. The big task in the case of your chiral chromatography is identifying which is R and S. For that purpose, we have to do either chiral chromatography or by using the circular dichroism. Again, cyclodichroism is a very big facility. Maybe sometimes it is not available so easily for the configuration of R and S. This has minimized. Nothing but identification of the individual enantiomer can be minimized by using this particular Schrodinger software. So which is helped me, and I made the configuration of individual R and S by using this software and identify the best molecules also. And see here, design the 7 1,4-dihydropyrimidines derivatives that are chiral in nature by using the ChemDraw. That is, software was used, the Perkin 11 informatics from that. And further design the molecules were taken into molecular docking studies to compare the binding energies of the individual enantiomers here. And as you are observed that there is the chiral, the center which is available here, through which is taken into the consideration. This is an residue molecules, and where this from this residue molecules we could able to come out with the two important the chiral molecules, which is R and S. So when after the synthesizing the molecules, identification of the R and S is a big challenge. We are taken in help of the Schrodinger software, and taken into the help of the this particular software, I could able to resolve. I could able to identify which is an R, which is an R, S is possible, and so that we are done the exercise accordingly. And here in this case, we are taken initial molecules and done the scoring. So we have taken all the molecules, irrespective of the racemic and individual, everything, whatever we synthesized, the dihydropyrimidines, all the dihydropyrimidines are taken initially, and we checked against the proteins which are responsible for activity and observed the activity. So here in this case, you are observing that there the docking, the picture, the 2D and as well as 3D both you are visible there. Then we are observed the ADME production of that particular molecules. Then MD simulation of the same molecules are taken here. And as you are observing that, the MD simulation is again important, the things where we can able to consider that there is a binding is an effective in the biological profile, which can be able to check here. And from that, it is very clear that, so we have taken a standard as an amlodipine here, and amlodipine is also taken for the MD simulation, and as well as the racemic molecules also taken for the MD simulations here. So in which we got a very good, the binding was observed between an R and S here. Okay, that was come to the conclusions here. I think you are going to observe that where the software can give us an information that the binding efficiency. Of course, you are observing that. So there is an if suppose there is an overlap between the protein and ligand is, I hope I have shown the figure in the previously, it was very effectively overlapped was there. If it is an overlapping of the protein and ligand is effectively for a period of 100 to 200 nanosecond is stable, then I can consider that the molecule is stable and taken it for the further investigation. If suppose there is a difference is there is a one thing, that is your molecules and as well as your the protein. If it is not intact, if suppose their stability is an improper is there for a period of the suitable nanoseconds, we are observing that there is a in the initially there is a such things are happened here in the beginning, nothing but in the at maybe around some 5 minutes or 5 nanoseconds, there is no question that the both the protein and as well as the ligand molecules of our interested one is not effectively stable, it is there. But whereas afterwards, nothing but after the 10 second to the 100 nanoseconds here, so there is a stability was observed. Okay, so the protein ligand interaction shows that there is an dihydropyrimidines of S and R have been better interaction with the selected protein when compared to the standard amlodipine. So this also gives an the better idea. So I can say straight away say that, so existing the molecules against my synthesis molecules, here we are made the comparison, and that was taken into the comparison of amlodipine only, and we got an results. Then maybe next the job is I have to identify which is an R and S here. The molecules are synthesized. Now I have to identify, of course, your different configuration which will be taken into consideration. Either so by using this software, I could able to achieve that. So the which is R and which is S by taken into consideration of the chiral stationary phase. So chiral stationary phase is taken as a consideration your protein, and the molecules are taken as an the ligands only. So we made the combination of the score is observed, and based on the score, I come to conclusion that which is R, which is S is proved by using this computational technique. So where we are taken the dihydropyrimidines of R and S is there, and where we are taken into consideration of their pi to pi interactions here, and the distance is taken into consideration. Which distance? That is pi to pi star interactions. The chiral stationary phase is having an pi to pi star interaction against the ligand molecules. So their interaction was studied, and that particular interactions can give an information about which is R, which was elating first and which was elating S only. So this was possible by using this the interactions only. That is pi to pi star interaction between the dihydropyrimidine aromatic ring and cellulose. Cellulose, tris dichlora, the phenyl carbamide. This is CSP only. So CSP nothing but this is the chiral stationary phase only, which is taken as one of the the receptor here, or you can consider as a protein only, and are molecules. So we made in the interactions and we observed the score here. Okay, there is a distance is going to calculated, and there is a pi alcohol interactions are possible, and both R and S we made in interactions. It is a simple protein ligand interaction. Instead of that, chiral stationary phase and molecule interactions only, or you are separated enantiomers against chiral stationary phase interactions only. Then from this, I could able to resolve very clearly which is eluting first is an R or which is eluting S or not. So from this docking study revealed that surprisingly the similar interaction profile for both isomers, but with the distinct binding process and varying interactions distances. There is the alpha halogen interactions were observed within both enantiomers, although S isomer exhibited a shorter bond distance of 3.843 compared to the R, where there is a 5.046 is there. So based on this interaction, angstrom units, where there is a shorter angstrom unit is there, which I am consider that there is a S which is strongly bounding, which is taken, there is a shorter bound is 3.8 is there. So which I am consider that which is taking more time to retain in the column, that is coming eluting late only, and which is coming first, which I am consider as R only. In that way, we come to conclusion that the first eluted one is an R enantiomer and second eluted one is an S enantiomer. Okay, so this is how we made an utilization of the effective chromatography, chiral chromatography, and as well as the synthetic into the combinedly. I could able to come out with the good molecules and come out with the effective biological profile also. Of course, I could not able to bring all biological profile because the given time is less. So I am stopping at this moment my presentation, because there are many other things are there. So I am coming to the conclusion at this moment. The virtual screening through the computer drug design streamlines the identification of the potential drug candidates by leveraging computational algorithm and simulations here, and continue the advancement in the computational technique and artificial intelligence promises even greater the precision in identifying the novel therapeutic agents. Virtual screening represents a transformative tool in the pharmaceutical research, enhancing our ability to develop the effective treatment for the complex diseases. These are some references, and these are some of the computational software which are available currently in our campus. Like we have a software like BioVia drug discovery, and Sibyl software, and Gold software, and Schrodinger software. These are all the softwares are available, and it is open for everybody. You can make use of that. Okay, so that is, these are the 4 important softwares are there. Then followed by we have one more important facility in the campus is established with I can call it as an USIC facility, where there is a University Scientific Instrumentation Center. So by using the DST purse, we could able to procure the higher end instrumental the facility into this center. Like we purchased recently the NMR and as well LCMS. All higher end instruments are available, and the competitive charges are given for that, and you can make utilization in your drug discovery is concerned. So this is the USIC, the center where there is a NMR of Geol, the 400 megahertz instrument is there with us, and you can make use of for any synthesized molecules regarding its determination of the proton NMR, and the carbon NMR can be done. And these are some charges which we are going to make it for the purpose of 1D NMR or 2D NMR, or for the COSI, NOSI. All the technique we are going to carry out, and we mentioned the charges for the academic how much is there, and for the outsiders how much is there. So we are going to carry out very reasonable rates are given to make utilization of the NMR, and as well as mass facilities are there. And then followed by NMR, then you can see there is of course, apart from the NMR and mass, there is a confocal microscopy is also there, and as well as flow cytometry is also there. I think this also another important facility where you could able to do the advanced research in the case of that flow cytometer may be required. So these are the charges which will be there. And so if you wanted to make use of your NMR for your any kind of a seminar and all, for that also on time basis we are going to give the facility for us. for everybody, and this is the price cost and all is mentioned here. And of course, we have a drug testing laboratory in our college where I am the lab director of the drug testing laboratory, and through which that we have an almost all important instruments are there, and through which we are giving the support for the for outside samples from the company. Also, we are analyzing molecules regarding their the quality and standards as per their pharmacopoeial procedures. So I will stop my presentation. So I taken the exceeded time. Maybe I can sorry with that. So I taken the more time than the stipulated one. If you could have any questions are there in your mind. Of course, I already mentioned what are the facilities are there in our campus, which I given for you. And now our colleagues are there. They are going to give the more information regarding the availability and utilization and the contact and all. They are going to give in upcoming days. You can contact them. They are going to help you. Apart from that, if you could have any the questions are there in your mind, you can ask me. Yes. No, it is a different. That is an advantage here. Chiral station phase can bound only one, either R or S. So because of this interactions only, either pi bond interactions or by using this aromatic ring interactions, only one will be bounding. Accordingly, we got an identification that so R was eluted S and then S was eluted accordingly. So this was same thing was proved in when you were taken into the consideration of that is the technique which is called. There are many techniques are available where we separated and identify the molecules where same R and S response was came in the same fashion only. So that is so I can considerable that whenever you are going for such a molecules synthesizing and this particular chiral chromatography or chiral stationary phase can be taken for the from the Staudinger or drug discover studio or for any software, it is going to give the response effectively. We can so for my research is concerned, so I got and proven the molecules is effectively which one is R, which one is S effectively. Okay, thank you very much for giving an opportunity. I'm very much thankful to Dr. A.H.M. Vishwaswamy. So under the project of Vgst, he called me and he invited me. And from my possible experience, how much is there, or how much possibility is there that I could be able to express for your some are young budding minds are there. So that maybe if you have taken any information from my ending, it's good only. Apart from that, if you want any more further information, you can contact us. I can also thankful to the organizers, Arya Madam, and the whole team is they are effective working from the yesterday. Of course, they have started their work from the last 1 month only. They are communicating to the speakers and making the contact and given the opportunity. Thank you very much to all. And for the young minds, you are already present here and patiently you are listen my the session. Maybe it is an combination of both research based on chemistry and as well as chromatography, which I brought it into that. So if you have taken any kind of the response from this particular slides or informations are useful, I am very much thankful. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful session. You have detailed us regarding the molecular docking as well as dynamic simulation, as well as you made us to understand how the chiral chromatography can be made very well utilized in the molecular docking. So thank you for the wonderful information. Now I request our principal to give the moment to
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You have taken the screenshots, huh?
Now we have the final project.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.